I'm Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome back to Call to Stage with me, Amber Davies. I have a superstar sitting next to me. It's the fabulous Maiya Quansah-Breed.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, darling.
You're right, darling.
You're right, love. Right, before we start, I ask everyone this, just to get everybody like a little bit comfortable and carefree.
Right, okay.
Pick any role you've ever done. What has been a weird or quirky pre-show ritual that you've done, whether that's like suck a certain sweet or tap a light switch, if you're one of those people?
Oh, gosh, what have I done? I mean, I find a million things to do with each and every character I've played so far. But maybe starting at the beginning, I always bubble, but I still bubble now. It's still a thing.
What do you mean bubble?
Bubble into a bottle. That's like my pre-show thing.
The straw.
The straw.
Okay.
Bubble bottle. I always have it on me. But
Really?
that started when I was doing Six. Like that was like my thing. And I would and people know me. Maiya's always got a bubble and a bubble bottle. Always got the straw. Always got the bottle.
Can I just say, I've always seen people do it, but I don't know what the benefits are.
It's basically to get like better closure
Of your vocal
of your vocal folds, yeah. However, I was doing it all wrong at the beginning.
Okay.
And then I learned better and I was like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? I was actually wrecking my vocals. I was doing the opposite.
So how do you do it?
So you have to have like, I get an Evian bottle. I'm giving you all my tips here, everyone. I've got an Evian bottle and I fill it up like to like the bottom of the label.
Okay.
And then you put your straw in like 2 inches, no more than that.
Okay. So top of the water.
Yeah, so as you go in, so you don't want to fill it too much, and then you want to probably put like, is it 2 centimeters or 2 inches? I can't really remember.
2 inches probably.
Yeah, probably 2 inches. And then you blow like bubbles, so like air into the water.
Okay.
And you have to keep them consistent as you go through your range.
Wow.
So you don't push. And it's what it does. It's like really relaxing for your vocal folds. So you can warm up, you can cool down, you can do voice exercises into it, you can say phrases. The world is your oyster, Amber.
Okay. I love it. And you like swear by this?
Swear by it. I've always done it. Okay. But I now know how to do it properly.
Okay. I'm actually going to start doing that. For Gatsby, I'm going to start blowing into an Evian water bottle.
Take it. Take the trick.
I
Honestly,
am.
it's great. And congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Also, do you cool down?
Yes, always.
Every show?
Yeah. I am such a stickler for it. Maybe some people would call me pedantic.
Okay.
But I have like my routine and I always warm up and I always cool down and I do my vocal exercises and I do everything in between.
So you really take good care of your vocal health?
I've never actually like publicly spoke about this. So well, I have, but not like on. I got vocally injured.
Okay.
I had 2 cysts and I went to vocal therapy, had vocal therapy for 2 years.
Wow.
And at the time I was like, that's it, my career's over. I was like, I will never work again. Yeah. And I was so all consumed by it. And my amazing vocal consultant, who's actually called Rehab. So she rehabbed my voice, Rehab the rehab. And she turned around to me and she was like, are ballet dancers' feet perfect? And I said, no. And I'm there with like tears in my eyes.
Aww.
And she was like, your voice may not be perfect, but you are still doing it. You are still singing. It's not taking anything away. She was like, you just have to work that tiny bit harder. And I think it was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I'm say that because it forced me to be like, this isn't a given. Do you know what I mean? Like that could have taken everything away. Yeah. Like everything I'd worked for.
It was like
so early on.
Gained an even bigger like sense of gratitude for your voice.
Yeah, 100%. And like I learned that not only to look after my voice, you have to look after your whole body.
Yeah, I know.
But it also like just anything vocal, as you all know, is so mentally driven. It's so mental. It's not just a physical mechanism of singing. It's so mental.
Yeah. How can I just ask?
Yeah.
How did the cyst come? I don't even know how this works.
I got really bad laryngitis.
Okay.
And I basically like went back to work too soon. Thought I was better, but you've got to remember that it's swelling. Like it's. Yeah, but you just, it was just, I was young. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can happen to anybody. And I think at the time I was like, oh, I'm a weirdo. Like, and because no one spoke about it. Yeah. And then it was actually Grace Mouat who sent me it was a Twitter post at the time, I think, that Casey Levi, I don't know if I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, goddess, saying that she'd got vocally injured. And then also at the time, Grace knew Marisha, and Marisha had been vocally injured and passed on my number. And Marisha was so good with me and was just like, you are going to be so fine. Wow. And I really appreciated that because I felt like I was the only person in the world who was going through this. And it was the biggest learning curve, but also just to know that there's no stigma attached to it. Like it's basically, I had a sprained ankle for the voice. That was what it is.
It is that. When a footballer gets injured on the pitch, we don't judge them.
No, exactly. But
like, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and I'm going to say it, we're athletes. We're athletes.
We are.
Like,
we are.
Do you know what I mean? So
I appreciate you so much for bringing that up and like speaking about it and normalizing it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And look at you, like it didn't, you're not defeated by it.
No, like don't get me wrong, I have been, but like it was such a huge shock. Do you know what I mean? Like honestly, my voice had never been better. That's why I was confused. I was like, I don't understand.
When did you think, I'll go and get checked?
After I had laryngitis, I was having I was going to like physio ed and we were having like vocal massages and stuff. And I said to the lady who I was having the massages off, I had laryngitis, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I can refer you if you like and just get it checked because it's like having a sprained ankle, basically. Like it's like
a checkup.
Yeah, just a checkup. And she sent the referral through to my doctor. My doctor then called me because my doctor was back in Manchester being like, why are you being referred in London? And I was like, because I'm here right now. So they were like, okay. So they then sent the referral back. It was actually Lewisham Hospital. And then I got the letter, but it didn't come through to my address in London. It came through to my home address.
Okay.
So I went home over Easter. Well, I think I went home for it wasn't even really a break. It was just like for one day, and opened this letter and it was like, oh, your appointment's been cancelled in September. Can you come in on Wednesday? And I was like, whoa, this was the Monday. And I was like, so I ended up ringing my company manager and was like, oh, I've got an appointment now on Wednesday morning, but they're going to numb me. So I don't know whether I can do the show in the evening. And they were like, okay, just let us know. Yeah, went to the appointment. It was also the crack of dawn. Can I bear that in mind? I'd done the show the night before. Oh. It was like 8:30 in the morning and I had to be going, So obviously I had zero sound.
Yeah.
But I also happened to be the guinea pig for the session where all of the university students were stood in a room that was probably no bigger than this. And I then obviously they told me the news like, yeah, your vocal folds there, just show me on the screen. And I was like, oh gosh, I never knew they looked like that. Yeah, so you see that cyst and it felt like my world stopped. And I've got a little bit of fluff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it felt like my world stopped. Honestly, I didn't even know what to do. And I called my mom and I was just inconsolable. But then my mum made it a mission to be like, this is not going to be a thing. Like, it's going to be fine because of the size of the cyst. They were thinking maybe the only option was going to be surgery at the time.
Just about to say that.
But they were like, that's last resort. We don't want to have to put you through it. We don't have to. So let's put you through vocal therapy first. So I did vocal therapy from the July through to the November. Went back for a scope in the November. And Rahab turned around to me and she was like, I don't know what you've done, but it's gone.
Has it? And it went?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, Maiya, it's gone.
Oh,
and I just couldn't believe them. And my mum never cries. And my mum was weeping. Best believe I got her crying. She was weeping. She bought me some trainers.
Congrats.
But then, I just kept going for checkups. And the final checkup that I had a really in-depth scope where they like changed the colours to see whether I'd like hemorrhaged or done anything like that. And she was basically like, all I'm left with from like the injury is on my left vocal fold, I have stiffness. So think of it like an elastic band.
Yeah.
And when you get like a chunky bit in an elastic band, you go to pull it and it doesn't like stretch with the rest of the band. It's a bit like that.
Okay. You're a hero.
Thanks.
And is it okay now? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, fine. Like, don't get me
like
wrong.
An angel.
Like, stop it. I can tire quicker, but I believe it or not, I tire quicker if I've been like talking more.
Yeah.
It's way more in my speaking voice, because if you think about it, you don't get taught how to speak.
No.
But like, say you go to drama school or you have singing lessons or you do a course, like you will get some form of vocal training, but you don't really do it for your actual speaking voice. I mean, like where you're from.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm already set back with a Mancunian accent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, Manny. It's interesting because say I was vocally tired to play Viv, I'd say, God, I'm a bit vocally tired today. And I'd say, I'm not worried about the songs. I'm worried about the scenes in between. Because it is the scenes and the speaking that tires you out more.
Oh, absolutely. And
I love that. Like, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you. Guildford training.
Yes.
With Grace.
Yes.
The cutest pairing. And then you did your debuts together.
Yes.
Did you enjoy Guildford?
I loved it. Like, it was some of the best, the worst, the most brilliant, every adjective to describe 3 years. But not only just in those 3 years, like, I have made the bestest friends that I've been best friends now for 10 years.
Aww.
And I think that's the biggest takeaway, honestly, like the people I've met there. But I loved Guildford. I loved living there. It was my first time. I know, like, the cobbled streets. Yeah. Like, it was the first time.
Cobbled streets.
Yeah, there's many hills in Guildford as well. They don't tell you about that, do they? But the people, I just absolutely loved it. And I was very lucky to get a place because I was on the reserve list. I hadn't got a place. This is one of my favourite stories, so I'll condense it. I'll do it really quick. But when I was auditioning, I only auditioned for 4 places, and GSA was my last place. Went and did my recall in the May, and then because it was all done through UCAS, it was like the final day of UCAS was the end of May, and I was like, oh God, what if I don't hear before then? All this and the pressure because everyone around you and your college is auditioning and all these and people getting places and whatnot. Weeks go by and I hear nothing. It gets into June, I finish college and I'm thinking, and I just said to Mum, like, do you know what? I'll take a year out and I'll just watch Netflix. I was like, that's it. I was like, that's
Soul Search.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I was like, that's it. So my 18th birthday comes along and my mum, bless her, throws me a surprise birthday party and all my nearest, dearest, closest friends are there. And for some reason at like 1 o'clock in the morning as the party's like, starting to dip, I go on my phone and at the time my emails didn't work very well. And why would you go on your email on your birthday? I have no idea, but scrolled on my emails and refreshed it. And the first email at the top was, Dear Maiya Quansah-Breed, we would like to offer you a place on our 3-year GSA on my 18th birthday. And I ran to my mum and she said, her first reaction, because I was so hysterical, her first reaction was, who's died?
But they are the stakes. That's the stakes we're playing with here.
That's what she said. And I went, GSA. And she went, what? And I was like, I got into GSA. And it was honestly the best. Like, all my friends were around me. She put off like my birthday cannons. There was confetti everywhere. I was sat on the floor like, And then, the rest was history.
You'll remember that for the rest of your life.
I peaked there. I peaked.
Next one is cysts and 8 shows a week. It's not worth it, really. So let's talk about your West End debut. Grace mentioned that you guys actually didn't have no one had any idea how big 6 was going to be. So this audition comes up for 6. What was your thought process? Did you just think I'm going to go in for, everything because you were graduating? Right?
Yeah, so it was, I'd just signed with an agent. I mean, literally just, I think maybe like 2 weeks before. And as you do when you join an agency, they just put you in for everything. You're a grad or you're still in drama school or wherever you're at in your training. And And at the time I was also in for Motown. Like I was like
Yes.
kind of in for multiple different things. And then the 6 audition came along. And I went in to Umbrella Rooms and did my first round, which was just a song. And I sang
What did you sing?
Alicia Keys, If I Ain't Got You. So yeah, just a little bit of Alicia.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then they clapped. And I was so confused because like, I was like, is this normal? Like they clapped you?
An audition?
Yeah, they were like, woo! I was like, what?
Guys, I think we should actually start a petition that all panels should clap
Yeah.
after a performance.
I agree. But it was such a nice audition, like so early on as well.
Yeah.
But like me and Grace hadn't really even like spoke about the fact that we were both in for it. But then I did know a lot of people were in for it because they were just auditioning everyone. So yeah, I went for my audition and then didn't hear for weeks. And I was like, oh, well, I've not got that one. And then got my recall. I remember going in for that and it was like a workshop day.
Okay.
Kind of like we did
Six do that though, don't they? They work.
Yeah.
Even now, to this day, I think their audition process is workshop-y.
Yeah. Kind of like they want. I get it. They want to see like the chemistry between people and stuff. And but then that was really daunting as well because I was like so young. Yeah. I was 20, and I was in this like singing in front of people, like in like your groups because I was in for God, who was I in for now? Berlin, Cleves and Parr. God, I've not said that for years. Couldn't even remember who I was in for. And they had to like read for every single one. Then we had to like learn the choreography. And the whole day I was honestly there from like 10 till 6.
Oh, really?
It's like a full day work. I was like, flipping it.
You're going to pay me?
Yeah, honestly. Did that day, didn't hear for ages again. And then I was like, oh, well, I've not got that one. And then got called in again. And that was at Diorama. I went in and they asked me to read for, I think it was like Howard, and I was like, why am I reading? I was like, this is so bizarre.
Really?
Yeah. I was like reading, but then I was in just like a row of girls and we were all just like saying different parts. And at the time, one of my other really good friends was in the audition and it was her first round and my like maybe final round. At the end of that, I had to go in, do the songs individually again. And then I left. And then Katie Wilmore at the time, she was a runner. She works for Kenny Wax's office. She chased me down the corridor and I was like, and she was like, can you just wait? And I was like, yeah, I'm so confused. Like, okay. And then call me back in. And the panel, it was nowadays, I don't know who's on the panel, but at the time it was like the whole company.
Oh,
so we're talking like 10 people. So very daunting.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I remember Jamie, Toby and Lucy all come running up to me, giving me hugs and being like, congratulations. And I was like, what's going on? And Kenny was like, you've got the job. And I was like, what? I was so confused. Honestly, I was like, does this happen? I was like, is this normal? I was like, is this a thing?
That is not normal.
Yeah. And I was like, but I was like, but for who? And they were all like, we don't know yet, but we want you in it. I was like, oh, okay. They were like, we'll contact your agent on Friday because I think this was like a Wednesday or something like that.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Honestly, it's one of those moments where I walked out and I didn't know what to do myself. I didn't know whether to laugh, whether to cry, whether to scream. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know what to do. I was like, is this normal? I was so confused.
That is unheard of. Well, I think offers on the day, but like not in the room. I don't think I've heard that.
Me neither. I was bewildered, but amazed that I was buzzing.
Your first experience.
Yeah, and then literally the rest is history.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
And then obviously I found out Grace got it the next day.
Oh, did you?
So we were in GSO, we were like, we've got the job together.
Oh, and then that was the history.
Yeah, and then it was history. Then it was history.
So you originated Catherine Parr.
Yes.
Big song at the end of the night.
Yes.
Big riffs.
Yep.
Did you created? Yeah, you did create all of that.
Yeah.
You're the blueprint.
Yeah.
She's here, ladies.
Yeah.
She's sitting right next to me.
I mean, I do have to give homages to the girls that came before me, like in the workshop and the Edinburgh Fringe when it was Toby and Lucy's friends. Like they paved the way so I could run. Do you know what I mean? Like
you are literally the sweetest soul. The film. We have to talk about the film.
That's that old thing.
You're gonna be in the film. Have you processed the fact that your face is gonna be on a cinema screen?
No, I actually haven't. I think words.
Speechless.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever like get over that. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. I cannot believe that now there's like a legacy of it and I am like a part of that. Like I can't get my head around it.
What was your thought process when it kind of came through into the inbox that you guys were going to be filming this?
Honestly, I didn't think I realised how much of a big deal it was going to be. I think I was just so excited because it was going to be all those girls getting back together. Yeah. I was also terrified because I thought, gosh, can I still do this? Because it was what I finished in 2019. I went back in 2022. Okay. So I was like, oh God, can I still do this? Like, so I was petrified and I like literally put myself into boot camp to like get myself ready to do it again.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was like, I have to be
the best version of you.
The best version of me. Yeah, I actually just had the best time. Honestly, it was such a healing process. It was
a full circle moment.
Yeah, it was really healing. It really was. Yeah, me too. I did cry a lot during that process. But yeah, it was unbelievable. And I can't believe that now it's finally like going to be shared with the world. I'm petrified, don't get me wrong, like because it's like bearing my heart and everything and my face that big on a screen. What if I've got spots?
You're beautiful. Everyone's going to be lucky to have your face on the big screen. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And I actually think this episode is going out the week of the launch.
Oh my
So
God.
I think I can say go to the cinemas now
to
see it.
Oh my gosh, you'll be able to say like it's in cinemas now.
Right now.
Oh my gosh.
Go and watch it.
Ooh.
How exciting.
That's happening.
Is there going to be a big premiere?
I have no idea yet. Like
TBC.
Yeah, TBC. We are so kept in the dark. You know when people are like, oh, you just don't like, you just like, you know everything. No, seriously, I know nothing. No. I'll find out the day before.
I said to Natalie when she posted the trailer, I said, why have you not sent me this before posting it? And she was like, because I got sent it like a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, we got sent it like half an hour before it's coming out.
So for Catherine Parr, you also got nominated for an Olivier and a Black British Theatre Awards. How surreal was that as a graduate?
Out of this world. I was like, I have peaked. This is the top of the mountain. I don't know where I go from here. Like
a film.
Yeah, a film. It was just the most surreal experience because like obviously being a part of a show that no one knew, not even 9 months before, no one even knew what it was. Yeah. To then be nominated at the Oliviers, also like, and then being nominated individually for other things and getting to go to these award ceremonies and even just be in this room with these people was just so amazing, overwhelming, but just so, it was just so nice to be like, not even the thought of like getting my flowers because it was just being there. It was just being there was just so special. And the Oliviers, I had the best time performing. Like that was the bit I was the most scared for.
Performance.
Yeah, and it was the bit I enjoyed the most, and the after party. And the after party.
Because the Royal Albert Hall is quite a difficult one to perform in, apparently. Yeah. I've never done it. I'd love to, but it's a weird fallback on stage, isn't it?
We had our in-ears.
Of course,
we had our in-ears.
6.
Yeah, but I find that when you do have in-ears, the sound does change whatever space you're in, and it's a very expansive space. Like it is probably one of the scariest venues I've ever performed in. Like genuinely, it is. You can see every face. Oh. I don't care what anyone says. It's so big, and it's literally you're just like that.
I feel like as well when you look up, it doesn't look like it's towering over you.
It's huge, and that was incredible, and it was just...
Well, I could sit here and talk about Six with you all day long. However, Maiya's CV is given versatile, and also I was so surprised at like the array of things that you've done. You love the Hope Mill, my love.
Oh, darling, I love the Hope Mill.
And I think it's because it's close to home for you, right?
It is, but it just was it was very serendipitous, I must say, that the Hope Mill found me, really.
Maiya and the Hope Mill.
Yeah, me and the Hope Mill.
A bond you cannot break.
Yeah, literally.
So you did Mimi there in
did.
Rent, which was affected by COVID, right?
Yes, it was. But then we returned the year later.
Oh, fabulous! I didn't get to that part.
Yeah, we returned the year later. We did the full run.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did.
I would love. Sorry,
We
Rose.
did.
I would do anything to see you play Mimi.
Well, we did film it. We did film it.
Where can we catch that?
I actually don't know. It was streamed on a platform. So whether I actually think there's clips of it on YouTube.
Okay.
But
Well, we know what we're doing tonight. And then you also did Lizzie
yes.
there and Head Over Heels.
Yeah.
Lizzie. I would love for it to come to London.
I loved Lizzie. Lizzie was a musical that when I first heard the soundtrack, I was in my car and I nearly crashed my car. I got so overexcited.
Foot on the gas.
Yeah, I literally was like, wow!
This is a bit of me.
I was like, this is amazing. And because I went out with Will just before, it was like properly cast, and he was like, please do it. He was like, please, can we do this musical? I was like, I'm begging you. He was like, please.
You're like, don't trust me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, stop it. And then, I literally had the best time with the girls. Like, that was another like soul food sort of project with the people I work with.
I love that. I love that so much. Right, I'm trying to like get through everything.
You're trying to like do it all now.
Secret Garden, London Palladium.
That was another highlight.
Massive
That was
highlight.
a huge highlight.
Was the Palladium on your bucket list?
Do you know what? It was so funny. I actually, being me and being a little bit ditzy, I didn't realise that it was at the Palladium, and it was Luke Bayo, another one of my besties, was like, oh, where's it at? And I was like, I actually don't know. And then he texted me saying, babe, it's at the Palladium.
I love that though, like you were not asked.
Yeah, and I literally lost my mind. And then my other best friend, Liv, we went out for food and we walked past the Palladium and my face popped up and she was like, Maiya, quick, I need to take a picture. We need to take a picture. So I was like this.
My gosh. Isn't like for me, I don't know what it is about me and the Palladium, but I think like Palladium's such top tier.
Oh, beautiful.
Was it insane to perform there?
Beautiful, and the backstage is just gorgeous. I don't think I've ever been at a theatre where like your backstage area is as beautiful. Honestly, like the revamp, gorgeous.
Oh, has there been a revamp?
Stunning.
Nice.
Stunning.
I don't think I've ever been behind stage at the Palladium.
That's next for you.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting it.
Me too. And then the Secret Garden, was that... This is what I want to ask you.
Yes.
Was this a concert?
It was a concert.
What is your thoughts on the up-and-coming rise of one-night concerts?
Oh, it's difficult. I've done my fair share of concerts. I find them amazing because it's that one shot in the dark, and it is what it is, and it's there in its entirety. But then I also find them extremely nerve-wracking because you get one shot, you get one go. And if anything goes wrong, there's no tomorrow. Yeah, you're not doing it again. No. I always find them quite. It's a bit like a whirlwind.
It is a whirlwind.
Yeah, like.
What was your rehearsal process for the Secret Garden then?
About 3 days.
3 days. How many performances?
One. Yeah, one. Yeah, it was one.
I mean, that's intense, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that they class it as a concert, but they are. Production. They are full on productions. Yeah,
the stage, like there's
choreo.
There's choreo.
With step ball changing.
Yeah, babe. I had a ball gown on and I was like up on the podium and I was like down on the podium. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this in heels. I was like, oh God.
But I'm the same as you. Like the nerves for me of not settling in it and also having the short amount of time to rehearse. It's just like.
Yeah, I was way more nervous for Diana. Like when I did that, that was...
You also did Diana. You were young Diana Spencer.
Yeah, that was... I don't think I've ever been so nervous in my entire life because one, like I wanted to capture Diana. Also, I am not 5'11" and blonde and remotely look anything like Diana. So I was like, I want to be able to get this voice. I need to get this voice. Yeah. So my good friend Manny, she's a vocal coach and she really helped me. And we were like having sessions and all these things, but we only literally had 4 days rehearsal, and we all requested like, please can we have like one day before where we all meet up and just like do the songs, and we did, thank God. And Adam, the MD, he did a day with us, and we all met for the first time, and we all did the songs, and we were like, oh, we feel a bit better now, because like it should have really been a 6-week process. It was the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life, honestly.
But it puts you to the test, doesn't it?
Oh, it really put me to the test.
It questions your like ability, your like mind,
yes,
you know, your nerve. Like, I just think we're gonna see a lot more of them. I do.
You are correct.
Yeah,
I think everyone needs to do one at one point to appreciate the like craziness of it.
I've literally just done one with the team of the Hope Mill.
Oh,
I did 9.
How was it?
It was amazing. It was just I felt like my head got put into like a washing machine.
That's a really good like description of what it feels like.
It's like my head was in a washing machine, and then it was done. And then we did 2 performances and it was done.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of sad, because we're, as the, like, I don't know about you, but I feel like as a whole, our industry, we're quite lovey-dovey. And it's like, as soon as you work with someone, you're instantly friends.
Yeah.
It's sad to say bye just like after a week. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true. It's so true. No other industry's like this.
No. Like everyone was saying about Cynthia and Ariana, you know, like overdoing it. But I completely got
No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like I would be the same if I'd done a film with some, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
For like a year and a half.
Yeah, and look at us after a week.
I know.
I'd be like, I love you so much. I'm so glad
Like booking a trip to Paris together and all that malarkey.
Yeah.
WhatsApp group and everything.
Yeah.
What would you say, before we move on to our Patreon questions, I am going to be talking to Maiya about Hadley Fraser's album, and she'll be also answering some of your questions, but what day in your career will you remember for the rest of your life?
Oh, gosh. Oh, the one that springs to mind straight away, I think has to be when I left Six. And not because it's like, oh, I'm leaving. It was the most, I can't even describe what that feeling was like on that final show. It was the most special thing I've ever done. Aww. It was unbelievable. And the one image that I have in my head is like all the producers, Toby and Lucy, everyone sat in like the middle row. And after I finished my song, all the girls were literally just like, the energy that they had towards me and the energy that I was getting back from everyone was just outrageous. And if I could ever bottle that up, like, don't get me wrong, Hampton Court, the film, all these things, like I've done so many amazing things since and they have been amazing, but I don't know why that stands out to me, but I think it was because it was my first last. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, and that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it was like everybody there was there for you.
Yeah, and it was so special, and it was just so, I got so drunk after it.
That's what we like to hear.
I really let my hair down afterwards.
Well, Maiya, thank you so much. And if you are a patron or want to sign up to our Patreon, head over to our Call to Stage Instagram, and we will be back in 1 minute. Bye. Thanks for listening.